Hoa will be giving us her 5 to 7 minute speech from the advanced manual, Speaking to Inform. The title of her speech is Got Scammed. Got Scammed. Let's welcome Hoa N.
Yes. So before we start, just want to say I got the club or PowerPoint pointer, so we can use that from now on.
Nice.
Wow.
Got scammed. I never thought it would happen to me. You hear about all these scams around, especially the Nigerian prince. If a Nigerian prince contacts you for money, it's a scam. I don't always get scammed, but when I do, it's by an adventure traveler on Craigslist. Okay, I didn't get scammed by adventure traveler, but it was on Craigslist. I didn't think I was a newbie on Craigslist because I've sold from Craigslist, I've bought from Craigslist. So it never occurred to me that I would fall for something like this. I forgot something. So these are the warnings on how you can recognize a scam. And I have the waves a red flag. Now, as I go through the presentation, if you see a warning flag, red flag, wave your red flag, right? Most scams, they're not from your local area. So they're far away, out of state, out of country. They vaguely ask for the item. I'm interested in the item, rather than naming what the item is. They have poor grammar and speech. Sorry, I forgot my pointer. And they might ask for Western Union wire transfer, cashier's check, money order, etc. And they have either an inability to meet face-to-face. They give excuses. I'm visiting my son out of state, so I can't come. Why don't you just take my money first and then I'll come pick it up later. This person offers to send you a cashier's check or money order, and you have to wire money. Whenever you have to wire money, that's usually a red flag. And the cashier's check is usually fake, etc. So later on, as we go through, just wave your red flag if you see something. So on Craigslist, I actually put up my son's bed to sell. It's a Percy train from Thomas and Friends. And I had, say, pick up, oops, sorry, go back. I'm revealing all of it. Pick up in the city of Orange, right? So the first red flag, if everybody noticed, I already scanned to it. Avoid scams. There was a warning already on my post and I didn't read it. Read the fine print, right? So as we read this, if you see a red flag, please wave it. My husband instructed me to send this message about the item, if it's available, so send me a picture. Oh, I forgot to note also that they've got bad grammar. My husband instructed me, right? But usually I kind of glean over that because everybody has autocorrect, right? They're sending from a cell phone. So I kind of glanced over that and said, autocorrect probably did something, and sometimes I get bad grammar when I type, right? But I should have known better. And I won't be able to get in touch. Oh, we don't mind doing the drive, just let us know. So that indicated she was kind of far. Not very local. However, I have driven an hour to pick up this exact bed I bought off Craigslist. So driving, I assumed she was maybe driving an hour. 2 hours might be pushing it, but hey, it's possible. So I didn't think anything too much about that. And of course, bad grammar. This one. Anybody see anything in here? I am not in town right now. Excuse. Right? I will proceed to issue a check. Right? Waving your red flag. And they're asking for personal information. Should never ask for personal information, right? except for, of course, you have to know the address to pick it up. So again, I didn't think too much about it. More excuses on why she isn't easily reachable. Red flag. And she said she'd send me a cashier's check. She had her secretary write out the check and send it, UPS courier service, right? Okay, maybe it says that she accidentally had her secretary accidentally included the movers fund with the cashier's check. And so when I get it, I would deposit it and wire back the extra. Again, me. Okay, by this time I got this. And I was like, man, I should just forget this and tell her never mind, I want to sell it to, because it's just getting too complicated. But again, I was either very naive, stupid, or I just wanted to be sympathetic. Okay, maybe the secretary made a mistake. Okay, I can sympathize with that. So I said fine. But prior to this, actually, I sent an email back saying I would prefer if you either meet me locally and pay me in cash, or you can pay me through PayPal, right? But she probably ignored that email, and that's where the excuse came in about, I'm sorry for late response. So I'm like, okay, she missed my email, and she's already sent it. So I don't want to say never mind. I don't want to sell it to you. So I said, okay, let's go ahead and do it. Anybody notice anything on here? The payment was delivered via UPS. Again, she asked me to wire the extra, the difference, once I deposited. So again, she said, I need the money up front for the mover. She needed the money up front for a mover, so I can't just say I'll wire it after, you know. And then, second one, again, wiring money, and everybody noticed this address. So that, then, did anybody notice something different?
It changed.
The address changed. Yes, oops, sorry, going back. Going back. Okay, the address changed. I keep pushing the wrong button. Now I assume, okay, maybe it's just two different names, two different people from the same shipping company. Maybe she just got the other name wrong. Again, I'm giving the person more excuses, which I shouldn't, but I did. So I had to go to Western Union to wire. Now thanks, Western Union. We have a Western Union credit union. I didn't think, oh, it's bad, because I've never really wired money. So here we go. So I tried online, and he goes, no. I told you to go in person, not online. I'm like, okay, that's a little rude, but okay. I'll try to go in person. So I went to go in person, and Western Union refused my transaction. They wouldn't tell me why. They just said, we cannot send to this person. I'm like, okay. So I got back to them and said, they told me I can't send it to the person. He goes, okay. By this time, called me on the phone, in voice on the phone, and goes, okay, you need to go to Walmart and do a Walmart to Walmart transaction. I'm like, I've never even heard of a Walmart to Walmart transaction. I'm getting frustrated by this time, right? And then, so that's the red flag, right? Western Union. Thank God for Western Union having stopped that transaction.
Oh.
Big red flag. What do you guys see?
Nigeria.
Finally goes, okay, I'll give you another person and another address to send it to. Sends me to Nigeria, right? I'm like, okay, now I know it's a scam. Okay, I cannot ignore this red flag any longer. And then I go, okay, I need to reverse this bank deposit, because I had deposited their cashier's check already. So I called the bank. The bank goes, it's deposited. We can't do anything about it. I'm like, what? Why can't you just do a reversal? But they said they can't do it, and so I'm like, okay, fine. I'll just give it back to whoever the check was made out to or from. Of course, he says no. That's my money. I'll tell you where to send it. So I was like, what's wrong with sending it back to where it came from? Right? That would make sense. Turns out it was a fraudulent check, so it never came from that person. 3 days later, the bank bounced it. So what happened? It bounced it. The bed was only $200, right? Sent me $900. So $700 supposedly to the shipper. So I shipped it, or I was gonna wire about 600 something. They told me to keep on an extra 60 for your trouble, right? So it bounced. Luckily, I did not send the wire transfer because Western Union, thank God for Western Union, they stopped it. And I only lost $12 for the return check, which I hated that, but at least it's only 12 and not $600 or $700. Red flag. So how do you avoid scams? Again, deal locally face to face. Originally, I thought it was face to face, like she was gonna just drive an hour or something out of her way to buy it. Turns out, nope. She just led me on and on. Actually, it was two people, husband and wife. I talked to both. Do not extend payment to anyone you have not met, so don't wire anything. Beware of involved shipping. So the movers are supposed to come pick up the bed because they were moving a bed. Never wire Western Union or wire funds or any other sort of wiring. Do not accept cashier's checks, so I will not be doing that in the future. Transactions are between users only, no third party. Never give out financial information. Luckily, I did not, so I was safe there. Do not rent, sight unseen, refuse background checks. Okay, my scam didn't involve that. Who should I notify about scams? So here's just if you were scammed, who would you report it to? Really, there's not much they can do on the internet fraud, but at least they can kind of put a flag on the account in Craigslist. So they can do that, but I'm pretty sure they'll just open another account, open another phone number, and just a little fun. The scam is strong in this one. I hope you guys learned a lot. Oops.
Wow.
Wow.
Interesting. Yes, I learned a lot, but I haven't been scammed, but I know someone has, and I'm going to tell you her story at the end of this meeting if we have time. Wow. We all learned a lot, huh? So we should never get scammed, none of us. Okay, our next speaker, Kyle Levine.
Oops, sorry.
The title of his speech,